day, married men, eh? So, oh, sorry, let me just turn this, okay? Station wagon, or wagon for short. That's what this kind of car is called in Canada, and it's just an awful word. Even worse than moist and phlegm, in my opinion. It has a negative connotation because of its past. It's a great body style, but its name brings it down big time, and this needs to change now. In Europe, it has a lot of names like Break, Estate, Variant, Combi, Touring, and Avant, to name a few, but for this video, I'm going to call it an Estate, because that's what James Bond would call it, as this car is quite classy. Okay, just give me a second here. Wagon. Okay, we're good. Now, to be exact, what you see here is a 2020 Volvo V60 T8 Polestar engineered in osmium gray metallic, and it is the ultimate Volvo. It's very quick, spacious, comfortable, stylish, reasonably economical, of course safe, and fun. I mean, what more do you want? Well, now, there is an S60 Polestar coming soon, which will be 0.1 of a second quicker to 100, except it's a sedan, and this brand has always been about estates. Ergo, it's not the ultimate Volvo. This is. For some context, you might have heard of Polestar. They used to be an independent tuning company for Volvo cars, and now they make their own high-performance electric vehicles. Basically, Polestar engineered as Volvo's AMG. Some just say PE, but it just doesn't have the same ring to it as AMG. PE. Huh. Physical education, pulmonary embolus. I just don't think Polestar engineered is a pretty name. But is the car at least pretty? Oh yeah. Yup, definitely, and that's been the general consensus too. The black dot grille isn't too big or too small, it's just right. Disc brakes have gold calipers, which is Polestar's new color theme, and on top of those you'll see the 5-spoke 19-inch alloys. Unfortunately, the gold valve stems you might have seen on the pre-production model did not carry over, but I'm sure you can still make a request if you really want it. So 20s are also available as an option, but other than size, they're exactly the same design as the 19s, so I'd hardly consider it an upgrade. All new Volvos, including this one, have this pretty cool headlight design inspired by Thor's hammer, but call me crazy, I think it looks a little more like the energy sword from Halo. Man, I miss playing that game on Xbox. But my personal favorite is just the badge. All other Volvos get like a collection of them, like T8, R-Design, twin-engine all-wheel drive Polestar trim, but a Polestar engineered badge kind of like evolves to just this. No words, just the logo, and I freaking love that. Also, out of curiosity, I was able to get my hands on a previous generation V60 just to compare, and oh boy are they different. Once Geely acquired Volvo, I was a little concerned Volvo's latest gen cars would be all new, but nope, it is literally all new. The only thing Volvo carried over from the previous gen V60 is the badge, and to be fair, this V60 is a T5. The old Polestar would look like this. So on the inside, it's just as nice. There's a variety of interior color options, but all Polestar engineered Volvos get gold seatbelts. Well, Volvo says it's gold, but that kind of color is really hard to pull off on non-shiny surfaces. It looks more like yellow, really. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's fine. If you look up, you'll notice the gigantic panoramic sunroof that not only opens, but it has sunshades too. Tesla, take note. As for audio, while you can get Harman Kardon speakers, the best you can get is this Bowers & Wilkins system if you want a really good surround sound experience. There's also these cool R-Design pedals, frameless rear view mirror, and the dashboard design is pretty much the same across all new Volvos, which basically means you'll have no trouble moving from, say, an XC90 or XC40 to this V60. Speaking of moving, let's move to the back seats. I'm 196 centimeters or about 4 feet 28 inches for my fellow imperialists, and I only just fit behind myself. My head touches the ceiling, but doesn't push against it too hard, and the same for my legs. Also, because the battery pack is in the transmission tunnel and not the floor, passengers in the middle might have some difficulty getting comfortable, but generally speaking, the back seats are almost as comfortable as the front, and there's the usual amenities you get in an electric car like heated seats, a 12-volt outlet, seat pockets, center fold-out armrest with cup holders, and storage, barely, and reasonably bright dome lights with ambient lighting, but only just, as the colors are hardly noticeable at night unless you're at the front and put your hand on top of the center console. There is a decent selection of colors to choose from, and I'll admit it is quite amusing at first, but for me the magic wore off quickly, so I just left it on yellow. Oh, and sorry, but once again, Bowers and Wilkins, man, those speakers just look so cool! And what's just as cool is the high quality and feel of the interior. The gear selector, armrest, infotainment buttons, and even the dashboard feels like they're made from high-grade materials. The paddle shifters, on the other hand, they kinda look and sound cheap, and they feel okay as they're padded at the back. The touchscreen infotainment system is the same across all Volvos, and the user interface design has not really changed much since 2015. However, for 2020 models, they did upgrade the processor, which makes for a much smoother experience. But even then, starting up still feels a tad sluggish, and switching user profiles takes a long time. Regarding storage, the battery pack eats up some of the cargo space in the armrest, but the glove box is reasonably sized, and because this is an estate after all, there is lots of cargo space, like a class-leading amount. 529 liters with all seats up, and 1,441 liters with the rear seats folded down flat to be exact. Now, before we talk driving, just a quick plug for Toronto Electric Vehicle Association. It's a small nonprofit I run with my dad, and if you're interested in knowing more about this V60 from an ego-minded perspective, click the link in the description to check out our Tiva Drive episode after this review. Okay, so let's get to the real good stuff now. The sporty front R-Design seats are not only really comfortable and great for long trips, they have ample lumbar support for those fast and curvy Sunday drives. And because they're so low to the ground, it makes for an excellent sporty driving position. Speaking of sporty, here's what the car sounds like. It's a plug-in hybrid, it makes no noise. What did you expect? I'm kidding, of course, I'm kidding. Here you go. So let's talk performance. This car has a 2-liter inline-4 turbo and supercharged engine at the front, plus an electric motor at the back. When you combine the two, you get an all-wheel drive system with a total of 310 kilowatts of power and 670 newton meters of torque. It's also objectively crazy quick, 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds. Every time I put the pedal to the metal, I had a blast. But 4.6, to me, it doesn't feel that quick. Maybe it's because the instant torque of the Tesla Model 3 I drove for a few months spoiled me. Maybe it's because there is a little bit of turbo lag. Who's to say? But in comparison to a Model 3, the way this plug-in hybrid accelerates is far smoother. And some may prefer that over getting your head violently thrown back. Thing is, once this car gets going, it goes like hell. And that growling from the exhaust adds just the right amount of theater to the whole experience. For that little extra oomph, you can change gears manually with the pedals or gear selector, but I'd recommend using the former. The gear selector is a little small and it feels awkward shifting with it. There were even times the car just ignored my request to upshift. I'd say leave it on auto and just let it do its thing. This kind of performance car is the very rare stealthy kind. With its understated looks and calm purring tones, you'll have no problem staying under the radar. But once you're done fooling around, you can go full stealth by switching from Polestar engineered mode to pure to drive in all electric for about 45 kilometers and up to 120 kilometers an hour. Possibly higher, but I haven't had the chance to test it as the electric juice runs up pretty quick at highway speeds. So how much is it? Starting price is 82,300 Canadian yen, and this test car is 84,350. That may sound like a lot considering its closest competitor, the C43 AMG Estate, is about $21,000 less than this, but it's less powerful, less practical, less economical, slower acceleration, and it's not even an official AMG. It's AMG enhanced. The real AMG C63 Estate is not available here, and the same goes for BMW's M340i Touring and Audi's RS4 Avant, which makes Volvo's V60 Polestar engineered the best high-performance estate in its class. And now the final rating. Will I give it a yeah man, sorta man, or no man? I will give it a yeah man, but only just. It is pricey. Thing is, it's not just a high-performance estate, it's also a high-performance plug-in hybrid, and when you combine the two, you get a very cool and unique car that's targeted more towards enthusiasts. Basically, this car is a very enjoyable song in 7/8 time signature. Most songs are played in the same old 4/4, like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. We've all heard it before, as it's very common, but a song in 7/8 is not only rare, it's also quite difficult and risky to make. But if done properly, you'll get a song that sounds like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6. For more of my thoughts and details on this V60, click the Read More link in the description. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have a good morning, evening, and night.